Now, in regard to market share, is China's digital yuan now accessible?
Yeah, so China's digital yuan is something that has been on the horizon for a while. They just released a beta of their app on Android and Apple, and it's only available to people that live in certain regions. But China has now released their first CBDC. This is the first country to release a central bank digital currency that's accessible to their people.
Talk a little bit more about the CBDCs.
So CBDC is a central bank digital currency. Now, central banks run the banking system, and each country has its own central bank. A CBDC is a cryptocurrency that is launched by the central bank. This is a little bit misleading because cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin have this reputation for being transparent, for being accessible. But when a CBDC is released, what they're doing is they're using the technology of blockchain, but they're doing the same banking activities that they're doing currently, except now the traceability is much more efficient on a blockchain. What's interesting about what China is doing with the digital yuan is that they are the first, but countries are, I mean, I think there's a report that's put out by the Bank of International Settlements. It says there's about 17 or 18 other countries that are already saying we are going to do this. China has just beat everybody in this race. But they are using a yuan. So it's whatever they want to print. It's not necessarily something that is like Bitcoin that has a limited supply. And the thing about CBDCs that is, to me, very dystopian is that the ability to track and trace how money is spent and how money is moved is possible and much easier to do when it's traced on a blockchain than if you're dealing with cash or money in the bank. So the efficiency is there for the central bank, but we know that when you give one entity too much control, it doesn't turn out well for the general population.
I don't know how I feel about that with China coming out with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming out with our own in the United States. Jerome Powell even said that it's inevitable. It's only a matter of time that we have our own CBDC. But it is scary. I mean, there's a level of control that the blockchain allows for, also a level of freedom. But when you have a private permission blockchain like CBDCs are, you're going to see that the velocity of money, how quickly you spend that money is going to be able to be controlled. Where you spend that money. Maybe there are people that have to be approved vendors, or let's say if there's a company that they don't like and you're not allowed to spend there. You know, they say you have to spend your money within 3 months. You don't spend your money within 3 months, they can take it away from you. These are all things that were not really possible before, but will be very easy to execute for central bankers with a CBDC.
And for me, I find that concerning.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, people, I would say in the religious community, people are always afraid of like the mark of the beast. And ever since I saw the technology of blockchain, I was like, this is the technology that this mark of the beast money is going to be on. It's the only technology that I can see that is possible for this. A lot of people feared Bitcoin because of that. They thought that Bitcoin was this mark of the beast money. But with Bitcoin, nobody can force you to have it. You can't control it. You know, no one government, no one entity can control it. But with a central bank digital currency, which is also built on a blockchain, which blockchains are only around because of the invention of Bitcoin, but you know, everything can be used for good and it can be used for evil. But definitely CBDCs are that, I would say, evil side of the wheel balance.